While since I've uploaded, but I'm back, And in today's video, I'm going to be going over a tier list for all the Rogue Demon current movesets, including the unreleased Nezuko. I'd like to just point out that this is my opinion, and everyone's opinion can be different. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'd just like to point out how I'm going to be ranking things. So coming in on S tier is really good all around, and the move set just slams people. Coming in A tier is good and easy to get used to, or to use. B tier is good, but there's definitely better. C tier is not great, and D, I wouldn't recommend. Alright, let's get into the video. First, we have sound breathing. And as I may get a lot of controversy for this, I believe that sound breathing takes the last spot in B tier. And the reason for this is quite simple, rather. It's amazing at close range, but that's the key word. Close range. Although it's very amazing at close range, there's not many moves that can catch runners, and it's very, very limited in range moves. After the nerf, Shrink Performance is just not as good as it was. Now, as for the pros, it has amazing combos. It's a very good evasive, and the evasive also flashes the player's screen for a quick second. The ult is very good, although dodgeable, which is not that good. If you climb onto a rock or something, then the ult can't get to you. Shrink Performance is good, but it's not up to par as what it used to be. There is a one-shot combo, and it is amazing at close range, and this is why it takes the last spot in B tier. Next up, we have Thunder Breathing. And Thunder Breathing, as many of you are quite aware, is easily going to take S tier, the first spot in S tier. And this is because Thunder Breathing, I would say, is the most common breathing style. Almost every single move on Thunder Breathing is instant. It has very good openings. And, for example, you can dash behind someone and thunderclap them. And boom, you broke their block. You can run away, turn around, and six-fold them. They're in the sky. Overall, it's a very good moveset. And although Thunderclap is very good, it has a very short cooldown, which is even better. And say someone uses their evasive. If you have Godlike, you almost have a guaranteed combo if you put them into a wall, or such. As for the cons, it's easy to turtle against. And once the evasive is used, comboing can be done quite easily on a Thunder player. And every move is blockable. Although there's 3 cons, or these are the cons I've listed, or the cons I believe there to be, I don't think any of these cons really actually affect Thunder Breathing, because a good Thunder Breather knows that his evasive is his best weapon. And they don't use it stupidly. Yo, I just want to say GG's to this kid. It was 2-0, and I ended up making a comeback and winning. But yo, this kid was actually really good, so GG's to him. Next up, we have Temari BDA. And this I am putting in, I wouldn't recommend. And hear me out. Although the evasive is good, and it's very ranged, which there isn't many movesets that are very ranged, and the combos are good, almost every single move on Temari is blockable, except for the last thrown ball by the ult. And you can easily perfect block the second move. You can be hit out of every move except the ult and the evasive, and there's not very moves, and the cooldowns aren't very good either. And if there's a bush or something, then the balls actually glitch, and it doesn't hit the player. So for those reasons, I believe that Temari isn't something I would recommend battling with. Next up, we have Sickle BDA. As many of you know, this is easily taking the last tier in S, or the last spot in S tier. And the reason for this is quite simple, really. Sickle has very high damage, it has a one-shot combo, and its moves activate rather quickly. All moves are good combo extenders. Every single move is a very good combo extender. It has a one-shot combo, and if you know how to afro kick, you can easily hit someone with your ultimate, which does a decent amount of damage. And say someone is jumping and running away, or someone's jumping around you, and they're hard to hit. Well, you can use Flying Sickles. Almost every single move on Sickles is very, very good. Now, for the cons. You can't bypass block with Flying Sickles anymore. Sickles has gotten a lot of nerfs recently, and might very well get nerfs down the road. And the evasive. Let's talk about it. So the evasive, while rather good because it does damage, and you can combo extend with the evasive if they're against a wall, it takes a little bit to activate. Your evasive, someone can walk away from, or just back up a little, and then you actually get end lag, and they're able to combo you again. If not for the evasive, Sickles would easily take over the first spot in S tier, but due to the evasive, I simply believe that Thunder is just a tad bit better. Next up, we have Akaza BDA. Now, I may get a lot of controversy for this, but I believe that Akaza takes the second spot in B tier. And hear me out. Although Akaza is decently good, and it has amazing combo damage, and most of the moves you can't be evaded out of if you're hit by it, but that's just about where it ends. As for everything that's wrong with it, in my opinion, it's not very offensive. Although you can jump around and you can easily get people in combos, almost every single move is blockable. You have to M1 a lot to be able to combo someone, which means you have to get in close. And there's a lot of movesets that can just counter you having to do that, such as Thunder, such as Sickles. The evasive isn't the best due to it can easily be dodged or easily be blocked, and the ult has a long cooldown and can, well, be dodged easily, just to say. And for that, I do give it B tier because it is a decently good moveset, but it's just not up there. Next up, we have Arrow, and as I may get a lot of controversy for this, and I do see the controversy coming, I believe Arrow takes the second spot in A tier. And hear me out. Arrow, although it's pretty good, you can no longer block bypass with Arrow Ladder, and there's lots of nerfs. Arrow has had a lot of nerfs recently, but I feel like that's just about where it ends. Everything else is straight up from there, except for the cooldowns. The cooldowns are a bit iffy, but it has a one-shot combo. There's high combo potential with Arrow. It's very viable. You can do a ton of combos with Arrow, and I mean a ton. And if your opponent messes up, then you can easily win by getting them in a one-shot combo. Next up, we have Sun Breathing. And I, once again, see the controversy coming, but I believe Sun Breathing belongs in C tier, which is not great. And hear me out. Although Sun Breathing has good damage, its move can break block, and Dance can dash towards the player now, and has auto aim. Well, all moves are blockable or counterable, to say. The ult can be evasived off. Say you're getting hit by the ult. If you use your evasive at the perfect time, then the ult cancels. But what many people don't know is you can actually hold F while in the ult, and you can still run with it and block everything. But the cooldown on the evasive is pretty long. And yeah, that's just about where it ends. Sun, we haven't seen much of Sun, or in my opinion, we haven't seen much of Sun, so it's going to be taking C tier, and I haven't seen many good players with Sun. Next up, we have Flame, and I think many of you do see this coming, but Flame easily, in my opinion, takes the first spot in A tier, and here's why. Flame Breathing, you can glitch with Blazing Sun and stun the player so that you can come down and combo extend. Its evasive deals minor damage and pushes the opposer away from you, which is very good. You can combo someone twice and they're dead, because each combo does about 50 health or around there, maybe 3 times you have to combo them. The moveset is great overall. It's very universal, it can be used for anything. It has a really good combo starter that has auto aim and is ranged. For example, if a player is running away, you can use your combo starter and aim at them, and they get stunned, and you can combo extend with Blazing Sun. It has a move that can be used to counter evasives and counter people who are turtling. It can be used to break block, and it can be used to counter evasive. And the ult does a lot of damage. And as for the cons, say someone's coming at you with an ult. You can easily climb onto something, and boom, they can't hit you with the ult anymore. Blazing Sun is blockable, and you get end lag, so you got to be very careful when using it. Once you use your evasive, if you're going against a good player, you can easily be comboed because the evasive does have a 20-second cooldown, which is a bit of a long time. Next up, we have water breathing. And water breathing, which I think I'm going to get a lot of controversy for this, I believe water comes in at the last spot of A tier. And although water breathing has many weaknesses, it has a one-shot combo, which is with its ultimate. The ultimate is very, very good for combo extending, or just to use in a combo in general. The ult does a good amount of damage, and you can easily combo extend with all the moves. There's high combo potential, and you can escape combos with Flowing Dance, which is very good. Say someone's using their ult. If you use Flowing Dance, you can easily escape the ult, depending on the ult. Next up, we have the cons. Well, unfortunately, every single move is easily blockable for water. And you can easily perfect block Water Basin, which isn't that good. Flowing can also be blocked pretty easily just by dashing away. And after you get out of flowing, you have a little bit of end lag where if you're not quick enough and the other player is quick enough, you can easily be put into a combo. For example, so you're going against a thunder player as a water player. Say you use your flowing tide, I believe. If you use it at the last spot, if you don't hit them and they come towards you and you miss and they use your thunderclap, once you come out of the combo, then you're stuck in a combo and you have no evasive, so there's not much you can do. Next up, we have Insect, and I see the controversy coming from this from a mile away. But Insect, in my opinion, takes the third spot in B tier. And hear me out. Although Insect doesn't have an evasive, which sucks, there is a one-shot combo, and there's a move with auto aim and range. All moves are good combo starters. It has very high damage, and the last move on Dragonfly breaks blocks as well as Bee Sting also blinds. So, not only can you blind a player, you can break their block with two moves, Bee Sting and Dragonfly, the last move on it, and that's very good. But here's the downsides. Every single move is blockable. Bee Sting can easily be perfect blocked, easily. And if you miss Caprice, you get end lag. And once you get end lag, since there's no evasive, you can easily be put into a one-shot combo or just a combo in general. If this moveset had an evasive, I'd say that it could come either in the beginning of B tier, the very first spot, or maybe even the last spot of A tier. But I don't see Insect ever getting an evasive. Next up, we have Nezuko. Although Nezuko hasn't been released yet, and I definitely see some controversy coming, I believe that Nezuko easily takes the fourth spot in B tier. And here's the reason why. If you use in Nezuko, then you know Nezuko is very, very good. It has high damage. I found a one-shot combo, and it has high combo potential. Also, even though it has no evasive, and even though it hasn't been released yet, me putting it at the last spot in B tier goes to show that this is going to be probably a very good moveset once it's actually complete. Anyways, as for everything that's wrong with it, which there is probably a decent amount because it's not released yet. So there's no evasive to begin with, which sucks, because having no evasive means if you get into a combo, you're done for, basically. Because unless you're able to get into the combo, out of the combo because they mess up, then I don't know what to tell you. Exploding Blood, which can be easily blocked. And every single move is blockable except Bloody Kick, but it's close range. There's not that many moves, and it's not finished yet. So just for these reasons, I do give it B tier. Next up, we have Shring, or should I say the very last moveset, Shring. Now, I don't see controversy at all for this because I think many people can agree, but I think Shring belongs in the very first spot in B tier. Now, what's stopping it from A tier? Well, a lot actually. Every single move on Shring can be blocked, and the evasive has a decently long cooldown. There's not that many moves, and the moves that there are have longer cooldowns than normal, for the amount of moves it has at least. And String is very easily predictable. And once predicted, and they use all their moves, there's nothing they can do except get comboed, or run, or block. The ult is blockable, which is the only blockable ult, other than Temari, in the game currently. But that's about it for the cons. Looking at the pros, you can block bypass with both string pull and string slash, which is pretty good. Anything you can block bypass with, I'd say, is pretty good. Next up, we have the evasive. Although the evasive M1 is horrible, since they buffed it, they added an M2, which actually helped String a lot. The evasive M2 makes it so that you can't be hit, but you hit them and kick them away, which then you can combo extend. It has very good damage, and I believe there's a one-shot combo, but I'm not sure on that. It has high combo potential, and it's very good for dealing with runners. String can be played offensively and defensively, and it can be played close range and long range, in my opinion. And the ult holds the opposer in place as well as String too. So with these things, I do believe String easily takes the very first spot in B tier. As we are nearing the end, I'd like to show you what the completed tier looks like. If you like this video and you'd like to see more content by me, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll be coming out with future videos, and they're going to be just as good as this one. Peace out.